Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you how to export your data, otherwise known as backup and restore. So first, we're going to back up our data for safekeeping, okay? So here's your November 30th. You're going to set your filter to show the games you want to back up. If you want to back up everything on your phone, you're going to have to make sure your date range covers all your games and all your locations are selected and everything is showing and there's no hidden games, okay? So you go to settings on the bottom right, see the gear icon? And you go to export and it's going to say, I clicked the wrong button. You go to export and it says, would you like to export 2 games? Now what you notice here, 2 games, I'm going to say yes, but we actually have 3 games here. The reason, if you haven't guessed it, is because 1 game is running. So it's only going to export completed games, okay? So now what we're going to do, let's end that game and we're going to try it again. So we're going to export and it says 3 games and that's what we want. So we have 2 Lucky Dragons and 1 Bogus House. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these games and show you that the export worked. So I'm going to delete it and delete this one and then delete the other one. Okay, so now the games are gone. Now we're going to restore. So we're going to go to import, okay? Now what you have to do before you import is make sure that the games are in your clipboard. However you want to do it. You can get your games from the Notes app or from email or anywhere else, but you have to have it in the clipboard. So I'll show you what the clipboard is. Let's say we go to the Notes app, and this is text. When you select all and you hit copy, it's in the clipboard. Okay, does that make sense? So we're back up and restore. When you export, it goes into the clipboard. When you restore, you're going to take it from the clipboard. So let's go back to our... So I'm going to just show you this again. We hit export, and it says here nothing to export. The reason there's nothing to export is because there's no games here. It's already in the clipboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the import right now. Yes. And you can see it shows attempted 3 and inserted 3. And when we go home, you can see the 3 games. 2 Lucky Dragons and a Bogus House. Okay? So it came in and out of the clipboard. I hope that's not confusing to you. But I'm going to show you one more time. If we want to back these up and store them on your phone or in the cloud or wherever, email, whatever, you're going to go to settings. You're going to hit export. On the bottom, you confirm it. Now it's in the clipboard. Okay? Now you can go wherever you want and paste it. You can compose an email. I can compose an email here and put it right in the body of the email. Okay? So when I paste it, I can write here, poker backup and you should give it a good name and give the dates, but you can say, PMT backup, poker backup, whatever, send it to yourself. Okay? So I'm not going to do that right now, I think the best way is just notes. When you go to notes, start a new note. You can just paste it right in there. Okay? So you can see on there, you can see the data. It's kind of cryptic, but that's your data right there. That's 3 games. That's what 3 games looks like. Okay? So that's how you do it. When you want to bring it back in, you select all and you copy. Now it's in the clipboard. So now we can go back to the app here and restore it. Now, I don't want to restore it now because the game's already there. But if these were gone, I'm going to delete it the other way here. If you do additional options, you can delete all the games in your filter. Okay, they're all gone now. Now I'm going to restore. I go to import, and it says you have to allow paste, and it put 3 games in there. Okay? Now, one more thing I want to show you. Let's delete those again. And now it says deleted 3 games. We're going to go to our stakes, our game type. Game type. We're going to delete that one. And then we're going to go to the locations, and I'm going to delete Bogus House and Lucky Dragon. Okay, and if we go off and back on, you can see they're definitely gone. Now, watch what happens when I restore now. I'm gonna clear out that message. I'm gonna restore, so I'm gonna go to import. Import and restore is the same thing. Sorry if the word's a little confusing. And now it says, this is what I'm gonna show you. This is something different. So look at the message that came out. It says run again to insert games. What this does the first time, if you're missing locations, game types, or stakes, it's a two-step process. The first time it will it will load those in. Okay? Your games are not in there yet. So that's why it says run again. I'm sorry for the confusion. In the future, hopefully, I'll turn this into a one-step process. But for right now, it's a two-step process. All we do is you can kill that message again, import again, and boom, your games are in there. Now when we look, the games are in there. And if we go back to here, you can see Bogus House is there and Lucky Dragon is there. And also the game type, half PLO, is also in there. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is this Mark Imported Games toggle. You probably want to turn this on every time you import, because what it's going to do is it's going to distinguish the new games from the old games because they're going to be marked. So I would recommend unmarking all your other games. And the way you do that is when you go to filter and you go to the bottom here where it says additional options and you show it, you can unmark all the games in your filter. So I would just unmark them all, and it's going to give you confirmation on the bottom. Okay? You can see I've got one game that's marked, so it says you want to unmark one game? Yes. So now, watch what happens. There's the games. They're all unmarked. And you can verify they're unmarked here. If you go to charts on the bottom, and you go to summary, that stands for summary, you can see towards the bottom left, it shows you the number of marked games, and it's 0, and that's what we want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the settings page. We're going to import, but we have it selected mark imported games. We're going to import, hit yes, and it says 3 games were inserted. Now watch what happens when we go back home. You're going to see the games are not showing up, and the reason is because they're not in our filter. If you go to the filter here, you can see the left 2 blue boxes in the middle there are green. I'm sorry, they're blue because you can see 13 of 15. We don't have Bogus House. I'm going to select them now, and Lucky Dragon. And then if you go to game types, we don't have the half PLO, half no limit. Once those are selected, you can see here on top our 3 games came in and they're all marked. The reason you want to do that is now, in case you made a mistake and you don't want that, you want to undo the import, all you have to do is go to your filter and put it on, go to your switch and make the marked show, it must show. You must show marked games, okay? It has to be marked to be shown. Now when we go back, see what you get? Only the marked games. That's what we want. Now you can go to the filter and delete those if you wanted to, okay? So that gives you a little more flexibility of working with the games that you want. So that's the complete lesson. Now you're able to import and export. And when you import or restore, make sure you select this toggle here that says Mark Imported Games. It gives you some more flexibility.